Please put all keep all notification devices on silent mode. I request all online attendees to mute yourself when you're not speaking. In Toastmasters meetings, we shake hands when we transfer control. Please tap whenever control is transferred. Requesting all role players speaking attending online to rename themselves as role_name. I will give you an example. Sergeant at Arms, SAA, Jasbir Chandor. Guests can rename themselves as guest_name. Please follow the following protocol, Mr. President, Toastmaster of the day, for fellow Toastmasters and guests. You will now have a role of guest introduction. I will request each guest to tell their name, profession, and how they came to know about Toastmasters. All in 15 seconds. Are there any guests?
Yeah, we have.
Yes, we have guests.
I'm working for IBM and I'm working for a bank. I stay at Pune, near the
Yes, please.
Any other guests?
You have to start.
I think please go ahead.
And I
Can't hear you louder, please.
Louder.
good evening everyone. My name is Kailash and I am from Karnataka. And I am studying right now becoming Supersys College of Arts and Commerce. So I came to know Toastmasters like my friend told me. So I joined Toastmasters in order to communicate, in order to make connect with people and to build a community.
Next.
Everyone, my name is Rashi Pawar. I'm from Surat, and here I study LKS Economics College. I'm a fourth-year student, engineering student, and I got to know about this place through my brother. Yeah, and I came here to develop my communication skills. Good evening, everyone. My name is Mansi Vikram, and I'm from Surat.
Can you speak slowly, please? At a slower pace, but loud volume.
My name is Mansi Vikram. I'm from Surat, and I'm currently studying in Government College, and I go of Toastmasters by my friend, and I want to join this to connect.
We have some guests online.
Yeah, we have.
Please go ahead and introduce online guests.
Just see who are the guests. Arjun Radhakrishnan. Arjun. I doubt if that person is there.
Which mic is being
Are you there, Arjun? Yes, Varun.
Yeah, hi. Thank you, everyone. My name is Varun Miglani. I am a faculty at Symbiosis School of Economics, Pune. Thank you for permitting me to be part of this event today.
Moving ahead to the agenda, please welcome our Toastmaster of the day, Vishwas Raghav. He is currently pursuing BCom from Symbiosis College of Arts and Commerce and has represented Maharashtra in netball as well as loves riding horses. He is trying to become an excelling public speaker. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmasters Day. Good evening, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, my dear guests. Welcome to the another program of fun and learning and the 687th chapter meeting of Toastmasters Club of Pune. I am Vishwas, your host for today's evening. Developed health refers to the state of complete mental and physical well-being. This is what I got when I searched for the meaning of health. Today's meeting is based on the theme health as we celebrate World Health Day on 7th April. When I was in my primary schooling, I always preferred a pair of shoes with lightings under them because those were my favorite. With passing time, my favorites have changed And once a change that I have noticed, which must be true for many of you as well, is physical health being preferred over mental. The favoritism of body over mind. Whenever I get injured while playing basketball, the first thing which I look for is first aid box to avoid infections. This is what we do when we get injured, right? We all know how to keep ourselves physically fit, but how far do we know about keeping ourselves mentally fit? I have been taught to exercise regularly since I was 5. But as far as I can think my little brain, never have I heard my parents talking about mental health. Why is it that we give more importance to physical health than mental health? As a matter of fact, we sustain more mental injuries than physical ones. Injuries like failure, rejection, loneliness have become so common in cold and tough. With one citizen tablet, it is gone. But that can't happen with mental injuries. There's no single tablet as such that can heal our mental injuries. These mental injuries are more dangerous and infectious if we ignore them. Last week, I came across an article that had many scientifically proven techniques to aid these mental injuries. We can use those techniques, but we don't. It doesn't even strike our brain that we should. Well, let me explain the program for today for the benefit of our guests. We have 2 sessions. The first half will consist of 3 prepared speeches based on objectives. These prepared speeches will be evaluated by senior members who will give their feedback. The second half will be for impromptu speaking, in which you will learn how to think fast and speak off the cuff. Our president is the founder of Toastmasters movement in the Pune. He has been a member for 27 years. Professionally, he is a corporate trainer and an economist. He led 5,000 plus Toastmasters at District 41 Governor for 2013-14. In layman's language, he is the All India head. He has traveled to 630 countries and 56. He has traveled to 630 cities in 56 countries across all the continents and speaks a dozen of languages. He used to play cricket, hockey, and squash at one time. When asked about the efforts it takes to remain mentally fit, he replied saying, he is mentally very strong and does not get the pressure from anyone. He feels mental health is more important than physical health and was the heaviest person to complete a half marathon in 2000, merely because of his mental toughness and perseverance. Let's welcome past District Governor, distinguished Toastmaster Prasad Souni. In the camera.
Good evening, friends. Welcome to another meeting of Toastmasters of Pune. As the Toastmaster mentioned earlier, mental health is very important. And I recollect a couple of movies based on this theme of mental health. One is a movie called Focus, which came, I think, in 2015, it was released, where the protagonist tries to influence the mind of one person, so much so that that guy loses $1 million to him through betting. And for that, he has set up full system to chant the words 55, so that that is the answer given by that person at the right moment. There are people who try to manipulate things. There are people who try to play mind games with you. Another movie is Kuruki Kunal, which is the movie in Tamil language, I believe, correct? And Kailash. So where they try to manipulate in such a way that they capture the minds of the police officers. The terrorist sent a driver. Is that right? It is not. The terrorist sent a driver to police, and the driver is actually the head of the terrorist organization. And they manipulate the mind of police officers through that. So people try to play such games on you. They try to do things which will influence your mind. We should be aware of what's happening around us. We should be aware of how things work, and we should not lose our brains to any such influence. I know it's easier said than done, but we have to be alert at all times and question whether there are things which are not right according to our intuition. Quite often our intuition tells us what is right and that works well. And if your intuition gives you good signals, often your mental health will be strong. So next time when someone tries to manipulate you by saying this cannot be done, that cannot be done, question. There must be a rationale for whatever that person is saying. If a person tries to influence you in a certain way so that you commit certain things to the advantage of that person, then that is manipulation. If that person is telling you, for example, a teacher is telling you should do things this way, that is to your advantage. So you should do those things as well. But if somebody else is trying to tell you things that you should hand over money to me, then that person is influencing you, and try to be rational in such cases. I have been playing many games for a long time, not mental games, but the physical games. And I've seen how mental prowess works even there. When I was playing cricket in my college days, I once had a request from the opposition side that they wanted a runner for a batsman who was not actually injured. But knowing that at school and college level, people are not tough, I gave them the permission to have a runner. My team asked me, why are you giving that permission? I said, at this level, people make mistakes with runner. And exactly same thing happened. All three batsmen were caught at one end of the pitch, and there was a run out affected. So these kind of things happen where people are not mentally strong, and they end up making such mistakes. You might have seen in many cases, like yesterday, Orient Smith tried to run out a batsman, and that was not actually required because after that delivery, 13 runs were required in 2 balls. Had he not thrown that ball, it could have been 13 runs in 2 balls, which is not possible, and the other side couldn't have won the game. But because he threw, he was not mentally tough at that moment. He threw thinking that he can run the batsman out, and that led to 1 run extra, and then the equation came to 12 runs in 2 balls. And Tewatia, who is mentally very strong, hit 2 sixes and won the game for his side. So friends, remember, physical health is important, but mental health is even more important, and focus on that. You should do routine exercises for making yourself stronger. You should stretch your mind a little bit every day if you are want to reach that status. You can play games, you can solve puzzles that will keep your brain sharp and alert. You can try to memorize things that will keep your memory alive. And once you do all these things regularly, it will become better for you, easier for you to become a stronger mental person. One trick which every Toastmaster can do is just join a Toastmasters club, rehearse your speech several times so that it is memorized, and you don't have to look at paper or notes or your screen of mobile, or when you are online, you don't have to look at the computer and deliver the speech. If you reach that level, it's very basic level in Toastmasters, even that will help your brain. So just focus on these few things and you will be mentally stronger. With that, I hand you over back to Toastmasters today.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your exceptional opening address. Let me introduce my fellow colleagues who will help me with the conduct and control of the meeting. Maintain the order in the meeting. We have someone who has started his own venture of homestays at Panchoda called Ravidas Nest. He loves cycling and going on trekking with his dogs. He usually reads thrilling books, but to keep himself mentally fit, he likes reading spiritual books. He is Toastmaster Jasbir Chanda. To keep the track of time virtually, we have an IT professional working as an engineer in the company called Six Sense Insights. He is Toastmaster Kailash. And to keep the record of the time in person, we have someone who is currently pursuing his final year in Bachelor of Business Administration from MIT. He loves reading and traveling. To keep himself mentally fit, he reads, meditates, and also works out at gym regularly. He is Toastmaster Aman Che. To keep track of the cause of anti-pillars that we use, we have a person who is an engineering student, a teaching, a chef, and he loves to play cricket and trekking. He exercises and meditates every day to keep his body and mind calm and silent. He is Toastmaster Harsh Dhari to give us critical feedback on the language that we use and highlight the good and not so good uses of language. We have a class 12 student who is passionate about entrepreneurship and he loves to play tennis. To keep himself mentally fit, he has got the best remedy to go and talk to his mother. Let us welcome Toastmaster yes, Chakite, who will now introduce the word of the day and medium of the day.
Hello everyone, I'm Yash. And I'm your language evaluator for 687 chapter meeting of the Toastmasters Club of Pune. So the word of the day is body, meaning a condition of freshness. Example. 1 week after successful surgery, John was in body and eager to leave the hospital. Idiom of the day is to be back on one's feet, meaning recovery from injury or sickness. Example: John asked, "How was your surgery?" Jack replied, "It was great." Jack replied, "It was tough, but it's great to be back on one's feet." Now I would like to invite anyone of you who would like to make sentences on word of the day.
Correctly use the idiom of the day. My dad has had a lot of surgery in his lifespan. He has fought all these surgeries and now this told us that he will be back on his feet.
And now I would like to request everyone to use thumbs up whenever any speaker uses word of the day and idiom of the day. Thank you.
Someone else will be observing every single thing that happens tonight. Later, that person will give us feedback about the proceedings, the environment, and general comments. To act as general evaluator, we have a motivational speaker. Their hobbies are reading and listening to music. He keeps herself mentally fit by reading books. Let us welcome our general evaluator, Toastmaster Savanna Ahuja. Before I got health as a topic to research for playing the role of PMOD, one of my friends came to me saying that he is depressed. I just ignored him saying, "Bro, just take it off. It's all in here." The day before, one of my teammates had a fracture in his ring finger. And just imagine me saying him, "Bro, just take it off. It's all there in your finger." Sounds funny, right? Then I just kept contemplating on the mistake of ignoring my friend and his mental suffering. We're meeting again on Monday, and this time I'll help you out for sure. Coming back to the agenda, the first half consists of 3 paper speeches from the pathway project. Each speech has a specific time limit and contains fixed objectives. That's why we call it a project. Each project teaches us some aspects of public speaking, such as body language, vocal variety, etc. There are many aspects that the speakers will try to develop and excel at. The first speaker will be attending level 2 project 3 from the theme collaboration pathway. The purpose of this project is for the members to identify his or her primary leadership style. The purpose of this page is for the member to share some aspect of his or her primary leadership style. The evaluator of this page is Toastmaster Tej Sharma. The time allowed is 5 to 7 minutes, meaning the lighting sequence would be green at 5, yellow at 6 minutes, red at 7 minutes, and the buzzer will be heard at 7.5 minutes. The title of this page is "It's Okay to Not Be Right." The speaker is the past president of KMCT. He has been a Toastmaster for 8 years and is currently the COO of Drink Water Tech. He likes to watch YouTube, Netflix, and football. He also loves reading, listening to music, traveling, and practicing meditation. He tries to meditate and go out in nature as much as possible to be mentally fit. He is advanced communicative bronze, advanced reading bronze, leadership development proficient, and engaging human proficient. Let's welcome Toastmaster Praveen Chet.
How many of you here have at least met someone who is like so stubborn? They do not want to change themselves at all. Once they take a decision, it has to be that. Have you met one such person? Or are you one such person? Okay, it's okay to be honest. Mr. President, Toastmasters Day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. A very good evening to all of you. When I answered that question, now when you are attempting this project of understanding your leadership style, you have to answer a question in order to understand what is your leadership style. So my leadership style is autocratic and democratic. And it sounds so weird. How can a person be autocratic and democratic at the same time? Well, I have somehow managed to balance that. And I have to introspect myself. Am I really autocratic and democratic? And I realized, yes, I am that kind of person. I like to do things my way, like an autocrat wants, but I also like to listen to what other people have to say, like a democrat. Now, a simple example of how autocracy has worked in my favor. So when I was the chief newsletter editor of this club, I wanted to do things a certain way. I sat down with my team and I said, this is how I want the newsletter to be every month. This is how it has to be decided. But then one of my colleagues, Aishwarya Vijay, also part of this club, she was like, no, Robin, let's do things this way. Let's have a different layout every time. Let's mix and match a few things here and there every time. And the other team members, like the way that she was talking and the way that she wanted to do that. But me being an autocrat, I was like, no, let's do it this way only. But then I also try to understand what they wanted to do is that they also wanted some kind of freedom in their creativity in order to implement their ideas in a creative environment like Toastmasters. So I finally agreed that okay, fine. If you want to do things that way, let's do it. So at that moment, I decided to be a Democrat and see how their ideas work out. And actually, it did work out pretty well. It even worked out in my favor because people started appreciating me for my team's work also. I mean, I also work and I was out giving out orders to people. But another important lesson that it's okay to not always be right because someone else may be smarter than you, someone else may have a better idea than you. And when you're able to get these good ideas and implement it in your work, it will obviously work in your favor as well. Now another situation. Now let's say Toastmasters of Pune itself, when I was the vice president education. Again, I was doing things a certain way, like an autocrat. Like this is how I want things to be. But my team members had opposing views. They said that no, Robin, you should change certain things. That why don't we have top-up meetings? So nowadays we have top-up meetings so that we can deliver more speeches. But at that time, I knew that there was no need for top-up meetings. And I requested them to take up speech and leadership roles so that they can encourage younger members when they see them. They also get more encouraged to take up more roles and more speeches. So that's the methodology I use so that members can deliver more speeches. But they had opposing views or whatever. But I said no. Okay, if you don't want to support me in my point of view, it's fine. I'll find different ways to do. And I stuck to my decision. Now autocrats are often misunderstood because the reason they are that way is because they know things. Okay, and they understand that the information that they have, the knowledge that they have, is far more valuable than someone else's suggestion at that point of time. And it can happen to any one of us. We think that we are right, and we are actually right. And then you get another person, I told you so. And that's exactly what happened. That in my term, There were more speeches delivered than the previous term, more awards lodged in my term as well. So I'm definitely doing something right, and my quality as an undergrad worked in my favor and in the club's favor at that particular moment. So you see, you have to be able to understand how you can balance things in your life, your own qualities, how you are able to balance. Because being an autocrat can Priyanka, Vishwas, can you Priyanka, can you hear Vishwas?
I can hear you, sir, but not Vishwas.
Okay, Vishwas, speak something.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, it's fine now.
The audible now? Second speaker will be attending level 1 project 3 from the presentation mastery project. The evaluator for this speech is Toastmaster Nidhi Raju. Time allowed is 5 to 7 minutes, meaning the lighting sequence would be green at 5, yellow at 6, red at 7, and the cursor will be heard at 7.5 minutes. The title of this speech is 7 types of rest that everyone needs. The speaker is a simple human being who regularly practices meditation and loves cycling, and she also loves playing. She meditates and spends time in nature to keep herself mentally fit. Let's welcome Toastmaster Priyanka Thakur.
Thank you. Am I audible and visible?
You're audible, but I'll just make you visible by a spotlight.
Sure.
Okay, now she is spotlighted.
Yes, please go.
Go ahead,
Thank-
please.
Thank you. Mr. President, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. Have you ever tried to fix an ongoing lack of rest by getting more sleep, only to do so and still feel exhausted? If that's you, here's the secret. Sleep and rest are not the same thing. We often confuse both of them. We have got through life thinking we have rested because we have gotten enough sleep. But in reality, we are missing out on some most important types of rest that we desperately need. The result is a culture of high achieving, high producing, chronically tired, and chronically burned out individuals. We are rest deficit because we do not understand the true power of rest. Rest should bring restoration in 7 key areas of our life. The first type of rest is physical rest. The physical rest can be passive and active. Passive physical rest includes sleeping and napping, while active physical rest means restorative activities like yoga and stretching that can help in improving body circulation and flexibility. The second type of rest we need is mental rest. Now, do you know a coworker who always starts his day with a big cup of coffee? He's often irritable, forgetful, and has hard time concentrating at work. And at night, when he goes to sleep, he frequently suffers to turn off his brain because the conversations from the day fills his thought. This person needs emotional rest. Good news is you do not need vacation or quit your job to fix this. Schedule short breaks to occur every 2 hours throughout your workday. These short breaks can slow you down. The third type of rest that we need is sensory rest. In today's world, with a lot of brightness, computer screens, background noises, whether in offices or on the Zoom calls, can cause our senses to be overwhelmed. Now, this can be treated by something as simple as shutting your eyes in the middle of day for a few minutes or intentionally unplugging from electronics at the end of every day. These intentional moments of sensory deprivation can begin to undo the harm of this overstimulating world. Now, moving on to the fourth type of rest. The fourth type of rest is creative rest. And this rest is important for people who must solve problems or brainstorm new ideas. Creative rest awakens the wonder and awe within ourselves. Do you remember the first time when you saw the ocean or a waterfall? Allowing yourself to take in the beauty of outdoors, even if it is from your local park or from backyard, can provide you the creative rest. Now, the fifth type of rest is the emotional rest. Now, let's consider a friend whom everyone thinks is the best person they have ever met. This person is the one everyone depends upon. He is the person you would reach out to when you need a favor, because even if he doesn't want to do it, he will give you a reluctant yes rather than a truthful no. But when this person is alone, he feels that people are taking advantage of him. He feels unappreciated. This person requires emotional rest, which means to have time and space to express his feelings freely and to cut on people pleasing. Emotional rest requires courage to be authentic. Now, if you are suffering from emotional rest, you probably have a social rest deficit too. This occurs when you fail to differentiate between the relationships that exhaust you or the relationships that revive you. Now, to increase social rest, you need to surround yourself with the people who are supportive and who are positive. This brings us to the last type of rest, which is the spiritual rest. Now, the spiritual rest is the ability to connect beyond mental and physical and have a deep feeling of belonging, acceptance, and purpose. To receive spiritual rest, you can add either meditation, prayer, or involve yourself in community work. Have these as your daily or weekly activities in your schedule. And this can bring some kind of a spiritual peace in your life. As you see, sleep is not the criteria that can bring you or restore you to the point of being rested. So let's focus now to have a particular kind of rest that you need, depending upon the 7 types of rest which we talked about. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
This was an eye-opening speech for me because I did not know there is a difference between sleep and rest. Well, the first speaker is attending level 1 project 3. Let's pause for 10 seconds for the feedback. Speakers will be attending level 1 project 2 from the visionary communication pathway. The purpose of this project is to write a speech with a purpose. The evaluator of this speech is Toastmaster Kailash. The time allowed is 5 to 7 minutes, meaning the lighting sequence could be green at 5, yellow at 6, and green at 7. The buzzer could be heard at 7.5 minutes. The title of this speech is As You Like It. Speaker is an educational coach by profession and ambivert by nature. She strongly believes in the process of learning, gaining knowledge, and upgrading her skills with time. Her passion lies in learning the English language and literature. When I asked her what effort she takes to keep herself mentally fit, she said, these days, the generation does more mental work, unlike the previous ones, who believed in physical hard work. So the verdure and stability of healthy mind lies in accepting situations and composing the thoughts. Moreover, she analyzes her thoughts and acts on everyday basis and cuts herself from the situations that trigger her. She also indulges herself in healthy workout practices and treats herself to little achievements that keep her in high motivation spirits. Let us welcome Toastmaster Neha Samgrush.
Very good evening to the Honorable President, Toastmasters, and your guests. I'm Neha Samgrush, and I'm calling the things as you like. So we all know that health plays a vital role in everyone's life, be it mental or physical. But what if I tell you that at the cost of certain payment of loan, you have to give an ounce of your flesh? How does it sound? And can anyone tell me from which role or which play is this little incident taken?
Merchant of Venice.
Yes, very rightly said. Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare. The world is a stage, to be or not to be. All that starts with ends with. A few of these words of wisdom are inked by Shakespeare, the father of English literature, a poet, a writer, a playwright, a greatest writer in English literature, and a dramatist that 400 years down the line, today, his plays, episodes, and evokes and provokes our thought process. He has created a magic, creating a godlike image, and his soul has no age. Back in the days when English literature and language was under constant transition, it was Sir William Shakespeare can be credited with the most significant effort ever put in. Like Hebrew, Latin, Greek were the languages which had its hold, and when English was undermined, it was Sir William Shakespeare who reawakened the passion in the minds of people to learn this language. So friends, let me tell you, he is not just an icon of legacy or an Englishness. He is a mirror where words are brought to life and thoughts are given wings to fly. With his knowledge, with his opulence, with the plethora of information and knowledge that he ever had, he created the world, a utopia where the society was in constant search of itself. Shakespeare has written 39 verses, 154 sonnets, 3 long narrative poems, and many more. Today, every living language has got itself the plays translated in its own language and are performed even more times than any other play. Even a Bollywood movie such as Ankur, Makbul, Tiger, Omkar, and a few more are an adaptation from the plays which were written by Shakespeare. The few renowned playwrights that were done by him are As You Like It, Merchant of Venice, Othello, Hamlet, The Twelfth Night, Midnight Summer, Juliet and Caesar, Antony and Cleopatra, and the list goes on. That for centuries together, he has created an impact over the audience and indulged them irrespective of the knowledge that they know, where the minds are stimulated and the thoughts are experienced. His clear, beautiful writing is a classic framework of his perfection and confidence over the language. Shakespeare's writing skills are commendable. He can create any element into an immortal life with his aromatic way of writing poems. His poems bring any element back to life. His poems have been words of praise. He has always used a poetic device in articulating them, using tools, device, figurative language, imaginary words. He created an influence and impact over the reader's mind. Without ostentation, precise. Shakespeare has introduced and coined more than 1,700 words. And just did not coin them and introduce them, but he documented it that today a very common man like you and me can use it in an everyday language. So words like accommodation, road, laughable, crucial, accommodation, I'm sorry if I must have repeated any, are the ones that he has given us or blessed us with. Being a knowledgeable person of 7 languages, he has written more than 24,000 words in his plays. We are blessed. Blessed because his contribution towards the language has been commendable and incredible. He has enriched the English language, creating a beauty, bringing the essence of life and explaining the eternity. Today, whatever access we have, access to express, is completely owed to Shakespeare, who is the father of literature, making this language even more colorful and expressive. So that's how it ends. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you for the exceptional brief, Toastmasters Neha. So that is manifested by the applause floor. Well, let's pause for 30 seconds to write the discussion. We will now have timers report. Timer can give us the exact timings of qualification for the best speaker.
You can speak from there where you are sitting. You don't need to go to the podium. You can speak from there.
Toastmaster Neha Sandra spoke for 5 minutes 29 seconds. Toastmaster Priyanka Thakur spoke for 6 minutes 23 seconds. Toastmaster Ratan Shetty spoke for 6 minutes 31 seconds.
Okay, all three of qualified.
All right. So all three speakers are qualified for the voting. Let's start votes for the best speaker now.
DTM Nagappan, can you close this, please? Online folks, you can vote online. Those who are offline, please vote offline. Don't vote twice. Those who are in both the worlds. Yeah.
Let's have a break of 5 minutes now. Timer is taking off the sign.
Online, okay. Neha Mandloi and so Rabin has got
म्हणजे आपले मोबाईलचे हॉटस्पॉट चालू आहे
नाही नागप्पांच्या मोबाईलचा
ऍक्च्युली काय माहिती नेटवर्क सध्या खूप डाऊन चालू आहे म्हणजे हा आज खूप जरा बँडविड्थ कमी चालू आहे आता चालू केलं ना
तुला कशाला पाहिजे तू तर इथे आहेस ना.
नाही आपला आवाज आता मध्ये जे इश्यू झाला ना त्यामुळे
So 4-2 Rabin 4 Priyanka 2 Neha 2.
It doesn't matter because of
How many?
you already won by a margin of 11.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Then it won't matter.
So then usually people just start club 1 to words.
Yeah.
So if you know or has anyone?
No, I was told by Rabin.
Hello, I would like to test my screen sharing again. It was not working earlier.
10 seconds.
Is my screen visible to online folks?
I need to order food. I'm just going to order quickly something like patties. Okay.
Nidhi,
Something better nearby.
Priyanka, Tamanna, my screen visible?
Yes, sir. And how many of you will have tea and how many of you will have coffee? Just raise your hands. Tea, first tea. Without that option is not there. Yeah, yes, we can neglect sure. So 1, 2, please raise your hands again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for tea. Coffee. Again, one person. Okay. I'm not sure whether it is possible. Yeah, only yes, sir. You start with this.
Hello, Nidhi, Tamanna, is my screen visible?
Yeah, Kailash, I can confirm. I can see yellow screen.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, no, right. Yeah, no, you don't know that you have a topic. So we say we have enough time. Welcome back to Without Supervision. Am I audible online?
Priyanka,
Yes.
Kailash, Varun,
It's okay.
Vishwas are audible.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, audible, sir.
Okay.
Welcome back to the second part of the meeting. During my second year schooling, our basketball team had lost 3 finals for 3 consecutive years with a margin of 1 point. The same thing happened to the best badminton player of our school as well. He also lost 3 finals. The very next year, he didn't participate in any matches, and we went on to win our first district level title. And after that, we never lost our title till we passed our 12th standard. The only difference here was the way we accepted failure and the way he accepted it. He was physically as fit as we were. The thing which made difference was mental strength. His mind tricked him into believing that he couldn't succeed. This happens with most of adults as well. One interesting thing which I found is that we all have a default set of feelings and beliefs, which gets triggered whenever we face setbacks and rejections. Do we ever notice how our mind reacts when we face rejections and failures? We should notice the small things. Because if your mind tries to convince you that you are not capable of something, and if you believe into it, then like the badminton player, you begin to feel helpless, and then it is very difficult to be back on the field. Now, it's time for the evaluation. The evaluators will keep their written and oral feedback to the speaker at the end of the meeting. But they will also give some feedback in 2 to 3 minutes here. The timing sequence will be green at 2, yellow at 2.5 minutes, and red at 3. The buzzer will be heard at the end of 3 minutes. The first speech by Toastmaster Praveen Shetty will be evaluated by someone who is graduated in microbiology. He loves to play football and cricket. He loves to watch Test cricket, women's cricket, AEW, and Premier League matches. He supports Language City, as he feels that they are the underdogs of the league. When I asked him what efforts it takes to keep himself mentally fit, he replied saying he solves Sudoku and play other brain games, goes on a walk or run for a peaceful mind. He does not care what other people think about. He is Toastmaster P. Sharma.
Good evening, Mr. President, Toastmaster of the Day, distinguished Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster, and my dear guests. The first speaker, Toastmaster Nagappan, gave a wonderful speech about how his leadership styles affected him. I will be dividing my evaluation into 2 parts. I will be first talking about his content, and then I will be talking about how he delivered the content. The first thing in his content was that it had a proper structure to the speech. It had a proper introduction, body, and a conclusion. In order to gain the attention of the audience, he added some elements of humor in his speech so that he can grab the attention. In his speech, he clearly mentioned how he got to know about the 2 leadership styles, which were autocratic and democratic. And he also gave examples from his personal life, like how these 2 leadership styles affected his work life, how it affected in his Toastmasters life, as how he, in the current positions of the VPP and the newsletter editor. Now, in the way he delivered his speech, I found that he had good hand gestures. In his speech, there were at times that there was very good usage of the vocal variety, and he accomplished the vocal variety by switching up the pitch of his tone by going either high or sometimes low also. He also used his surroundings also very well, and the recommendations to his speech are when he came on this side a little bit, his hand was not. You could see that his hand is missing from his when he was giving his speech. Only that is a recommendation. And another recommendation would be that to show how these leadership styles affected his personality and not only talk about how it affected his work life and the life in Toastmasters, how it affected his family also. I would recommend that. And also one more recommendation would be that to use like slightly more modification in vocal variety, because I found out that most of the speech was in the higher tone rather than a mix up between the two pitches. So these are the two recommendations. I would request Toastmaster Robin to incorporate these recommendations, and I would like to hear more speeches from him. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Second speech by Toastmaster Priyanka Thakur will be evaluated by someone who is currently a software developer by profession and bracing herself for an MBA. She has joined Toastmasters to level up her leadership and oratory skills. She likes to follow and play various sports like volleyball, badminton, and karate. She is also a government and likes listening to music. To keep herself mentally fit, she tries meditation and diet riding once in a while. This helps her keep calm and look at the situation from an overall perspective. Let's welcome Toastmaster Nidhi.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes,
You are audible.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. Today, I'll be evaluating Toastmaster Priyanka's speech. Toastmaster Priyanka has attempted Presentation Mastery Level 1, Project 3, Researching and Presentation. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. The title of the speech was 7 Types of Rest That Everyone Needs. First, I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Priyanka for such a wonderful and well-organized speech. Sleep and rest are not the same. And it is very simple thing, but I was not aware of it. Thank you for that information, Toastmaster Priyanka. Now, coming straight to the point, I'd like to tell you about the 3 things which I loved about your speech. It was very well researched and informative. You chose a topic which is very simple yet unknown to many of us today. Secondly, the point is that you explained each situation and each type of rest that we need using different types of examples and situations. You were confident and consistent during your speech delivery. Now, there are few points which I would like to suggest that will help you have a greater impact of your speech on the audience. The first is that you can add a question or two in your speech, which will create more audience awareness and will keep the audience glued to your speech. The second one would be that if you introduce some voice modulations to represent the seriousness or the emotion of a particular situation, I believe the speech will be very well presented then. The third is that, as it is the third project, researching and presentation, Toastmaster Priyanka, I was hoping for a presentation along with your speech today. At the end, I'd like to say that many of us were not aware of the types of rest, such as social rest, emotional rest, creative rest, and many more. Thank you for introducing those type of rests to us all. You presented a well-researched and consistent speech. You were very confident and you have worked on your last feedback from your last speech. You have very well used the given time of 6 minutes and 23 seconds. You did not cross the limit. Kudos on that. All the best and thank you.
Next week, my Toastmaster will be evaluated by someone who is a senior consultant working at an internal audit firm, who likes traveling, adores food, and loves playing sports. He also loves all the forms of art. In order to keep calm, he does Sahaj Yoga, which is a form of meditation involving Kundalini awakening. He tries to get good amount of sleep as well to keep himself fresh. Let's welcome Toastmaster Kailash.
Good evening, President, fellow Toastmasters, guests. My target speaker for today, Toastmaster Neema, delivered a speech whose objective was writing a speech with a purpose. And congratulations. I believe your speech successfully completed the objective of the speech. The title of the speech was As You Like It. And you, during the course of the speech, you mentioned a lot about Shakespeare and his contribution to English literature. Things that I liked about your speech were great body language. So while delivering your speech, I noticed that you were not fixated near the podium. You used the space really well, so you went back a little. You used hand gestures. I also found that you used a good amount of vocal variety during your speech. Content-wise, the speech was really well written and it had got a very good choice of words such as indicator and reawaken. I also found out that you used some kind of idioms such as thoughts given wings to fly, for example. Few of the recommendations that I would give to you, since this is the second speech of your Toastmaster journey. So I could feel that initially you were a little nervous, because of which the tempo of the speech was a little fast. But I think as you delivered your speech, that nervousness went away. And during the end part of your speech, the tempo was perfect, and all the audience, I believe, could understand the content of the speech really well. Also, I believe the time of the speech was around 6 minutes or 6 minutes 10 seconds. So, if that initial part of the tempo could be fixed, the speech could be lengthened to maybe 7 minutes, which is the ideal timing for a 5 to 7 minute speech. But overall, a great speech. Like I said, the content was brilliant. You also mentioned about the contribution of Shakespeare, that he introduced more than 1700 words in English language. And not only that, even in Bollywood, there have been a lot of plays which have been adapted by Shakespeare. So great in that sense. Also, the novelty of the speech was such that I could understand that the word poem, as per Shakespeare in English, is not pronounced as poem, but it is more poem. So that is something which I came to know after listening to your speech. So overall, a great speech, and I congratulate you for it, and all the best for the upcoming speech and your Toastmasters.
We will now have timers report.
All the speakers are qualified.
Okay, valid. Now we will vote for best evaluator.
Nagappan, you'll have to close this.
I have for online folks.
Moving ahead with the our minds and our feelings are not in trustworthy friends that we think they were. They are more like moody friends who can totally be supportive 1 minute and be punished another minute. My coach once shared his experience wherein he was rejected in more than 40 interviews he gave and found no way in it. Rejections are very painful, especially after education. It is very natural that we start thinking about all the shortcomings and all our faults. We just can't get over it. We keep overthinking and go deeper and deeper, which makes no sense whatsoever. But think, why don't we take a knife and see how deep it goes when we get a cut somewhere? Because we do that with mental illness, right? I think we should ponder upon it and treat ourselves with the same compassion that we would accept some of our friends to do. Our self-esteem is at its lowest when we suffer mental illness. And to get back on our feet, we should prioritize ourselves and reward ourselves with every single victory, no matter how small it is. Well, now let's test our ability to think fast and speak impromptu table topic session. Table topic master is a corporate turnaround consultant, strategy formulator, and author of the book Scratch Card Formulator. He exercises regularly, do yoga, and spends time with his family to be mentally fit. Let's welcome our table topic master, Toastmaster Nandan Bojla.
Yes. We will be having a very entertaining session now, continuing with the entertaining session what we had so far. And that is tabletop. So the tabletop is basically to make ourselves think on our feet. So there will be an impromptu speech which you will be able to give today, and by that we will understand and we will have a fun with our previous knowledge on these topics. So to tell you about the rules, we have to talk for one minute. After 1 minute, they green flash card. 2 minutes, then they will be yellow flash card. Then at 2 minutes, 30 seconds, red flash card. And 30 second grace period is also there. So we have 1 minute to 2 minutes, 30 seconds time to speak. When I'm calling somebody, come here and to the podium and shake hands with me, and then I should encourage the new speaker for his talk. Then I'll be giving a topic, and then you can start your talk on that. So we are all clear?
Yeah.
Ready for the fun?
Yes.
So first of all, I will request our beloved President DTM Prasad Sohni to come to the stage. Sir, we have 12 topics and you can select any number from 1 to 12. So let's say your topic is lifestyle and your
Lifestyle
and health.
Thank you, table topic master. Good evening, everyone, once again. lifestyle and health. We all had a very tough lifestyle where we used to work late until 9 p.m., 10 p.m. and probably sleep at 12 midnight or even later than that. And we had very less physical work in our lives. Nature did not like that, and nature created COVID to give us an opportunity to work hard at our own homes and doing some manual work so that our bodies remain in shape. So friends, whenever we overdo something, we have a bad lifestyle for a very long, prolonged period. Nature takes its revenge and gives us an opportunity to rectify our mistakes. And then we can regain health. And that is what happened in lockdown number 1, when all of us were at home. We all were doing our manual work of cleaning things. We didn't have maids coming at home, so we all had to sweep the floors, we had to clean the utensils, we had to wash our clothes, and so on. We might have divided those tasks because we had other family members doing things as well. But overall, we all had to do a lot of work, which was manual work. And that gave us an opportunity to regain some health. I'm sure every one of us lost some weight in lockdown number 1. You might have regained that afterwards, but you went back to your earlier days when the weights resumed. What's the challenge? So, anyway, I think it's seen there.
So we are okay.
I think it's seen there. We just need to start this again. Let's rectify this. Just pause for a while. Please start. Online folks, please pause for a few minutes. We are few seconds. We are recalibrating in separate issues. Okay. Yeah, we are trying things so that it can be easier for us. But there is also one more signal of nature that hybrid meetings are no good. We should go back to our offline meetings more often than having online meetings. We are stretching ourselves when we do that. Priyanka should be joining the club in Himachal Pradesh, or she should be back in Pune working from not home but office and then joining the club. Nidhi should be in Pune attending meetings or joining the club in Nagappan. So whatever we are doing right now is against nature again, and that is why probably it results in such goof-ups and such challenges. So if we focus on having the basics right, then our health of individual as well as the club will be all right. I hope we have shared some thoughts today which can be useful for all of us to think of how our predecessors lived, which was in a peaceful and quiet surrounding, and they all had no problems of their health at all. They could walk for long hours and they still didn't have any challenge. And if we go back to our old lifestyle again, not lifestyle prior to COVID in 2019, I'm saying lifestyle of 18th or 19th century, we probably might have a better health for all of us and we could live longer because of that. With that, I will be over back to those points of the day. Thank you.
Mr. Nagappan to share his thoughts with us. So, Mr. Nagappan, which of this number you would like to? One is already taken. 7 to 12, 7. So, the subject for you, sir, is effect of friends on the mental health. Effect of friends on mental health is my PTM.
Honorable President, Toastmaster of the day, favorite topics master, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. Good evening to all of you.
Good evening.
The effect of friends on the mental health. Currently, so we all live in a world where we cannot live alone. We need to be with family and friends. Especially my topic is about the effect of friends. When it comes to the family, family always takes care of us and they look at us as an individual or maybe about on what we should do. But will that be enough to go only with family? Family alone may not be enough. Friends on the other side, they always give multiple views, like how the family always gives, saying that you should take care of your health, you should eat well, sleep well, all the things will normally come from the family. Whereas when it comes to the friends, they take care of us in different ways. They make a lot of fun and they make jokes on us. They pull our legs physically or maybe by even speaking also. And doing all the things, what they give an opportunity for all of us to think. At the same time, even when we have trouble, I've seen many people when we live with friends or when we live out of home during your college time or when you are working as a bachelor or maybe even after the marriage also if you are going to get placed somewhere, when you are going to live with your friends, they make fun of us at one side, at the other side when we ask for advice or when we are in trouble, I've always seen the friends coming together. So the friends are there, they are going to help us, mental health in all the aspects, including mental health. Mental health also, whenever we are in trouble, whenever we need advice, whenever we are confused, go to the friends and they will help us. And we at the Toastmasters, this is a new set of friends, and definitely why can't we use these friends to take care of our mental health? Will you all do it?
Yes.
Thank you. Over to the topic.
So it was a wonderful exchange of thoughts by VPPR Nagappan on the importance of friends. Now I would like to request Mr. Shivendra Sinha, who is our guest today, for the next speech. And would like to select any number from 2 to 12 except for 7. Q. So the subject for you, sir, is impact of exercise.
So, Mr. President, could you read the volume? So I learned about space from LinkedIn, and it was one of my targets to improve. So I have an experience in public delivery and all of the public experience that I noticed when I was now coming to the topic that exercise project, right? Yeah. So see, this is like this is very important, and then we must do exercise and all. And I myself have started, but what happens when we work, we always prefer to deliver the work, and then this remains aside. I joined yoga in Beach Club at Tadiwala. Then I joined some of the online sessions also. But then when it comes to the work, I always prefer working, and then I keep all the aside. So that's definitely area of improvement, and that should be taken care.
Very wonderful and honest thoughts by Mr. Sinha. Now now I would like someone new for giving a speech. That is Mansi. Then we have
online. We have Varun Miglani online. We have
also. So I will first go to Mr. Varun and then Neha Mandoi. So Mr. Varun, are you able to hear me?
Varun.
Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Wonderful. So Mr. Varun, you are the next speaker, and you can select any number from 5 to 12 except for 7.
Sir, number 6.
6. Good. So you have a very interesting subject, that is best tip you ever got about health. I'll repeat again. Best tip you ever got about health. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Over to you, Mr. Varun.
Yeah. One of the best tip, I will just say that that drinking, do not drink water after your meals or immediate prior to meals or during the meals was the best step which I think I have received. Because I think this is one of the tip which I received when I was around in 12th standard, and I have picked that tip, and that tip I have been following all throughout my life. So what it does is when I do not drink water before the meals or during the meals or immediately after the meals, it is that I am able to eat my food slowly. I am able to eat more, and drinking water immediately after food causes gas. So that is what I had heard from a preacher. I will say I had gone for a satsang, and the preacher had said, who also was practicing Ayurveda. So he suggested that do not have water immediately after the meals. So here I would like to say is that why have I chosen this as my best tip is because this I have been following each day throughout my life. There have been other tips with respect to fitness, but this has been the one tip which I have been, I think, following right up to 20 years of my life. Thank you.
Wonderful tip which I never knew this. So thanks for giving this new tip for us as well. So now I will request Ms. Neha Mandoi. You are there? Neha, you can hear us?
Neha Mandloi, are you there? Is there any other guest?
No. Here.
Can you allow him, sir?
No, not in this Discord, but we have members. All members can speak in the but they haven't spoken. Yeah,
Rabin, so I request Mr. Rabin to be here for the next speech, please. So I will give you the subject myself. Is that okay?
Yes, myself.
Not numbers.
No numbers for you. Okay. I'll give you a very simple subject because you're very good to be on the time. Okay. So the subject is, what do I do when I get emotionally upset?
Favorite topic, master, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. Good evening, once again. So the first thing that I do when I'm emotionally upset is I freak out because I am an extremely emotional person, and that's the first thing I do when I'm emotionally upset about something. I freak out. I immediately react to the situation. I can be sad, I can be angry about it. But it is the kind of person I am. I am very emotional. I express my emotions very openly, and it's a feedback that I've received from so many people around. Why are you so emotional? Why do you get so angry so quickly? Which is one of the reasons why, I tell my friends that if you feel at some situation
I may be wrong. Just let me know. Because there have been times when my friends have walked around eggshells around, or even my colleagues for that matter, they have walked around eggshells around me because they know if I tell you something, you'll freak out. But then what's the use of that relationship if that person is not able to communicate with you properly? So I know I'm not the only person who may have such an issue with dealing with emotions. So always strive to be a better version of yourself is what I can say. And I can see a significant improvement in myself because I'm observant. I'm very conscious about what I do or what I say, and I try to be as conscious as possible. I may make mistakes, but I try to be as conscious of my behavior at times. Another thing that has really helped me change my emotions around behavior is meditation and understanding things from a more spiritual point of view. That has helped me. I don't know if it will help you, but if you haven't tried meditation or you just sat for 5 minutes and you said meditation doesn't work for me, then you're wrong, because meditation is not something that just you master it in a day or two. It is like exercise. You have to exercise every day to get better at that exercise. Same thing is with meditation and learning to control your emotions. Or
So it's a very wonderful speech which is given by Mr. Ravi. Now I will request Timer to tell whether the who are qualifying. All of us, wonderful. So let's give a round of applause. And now I request.
just read the names once, please, so that
Okay.
we can.
TDM Prasad Sovani, TDM Nagappan, Palanipan, West Shivendra Sinha, West Varun Miglani, Toastmaster Rabin Shetty.
Okay.
So let us start the voting for the best table topic.
You can hand over to TMOD.
So this concludes the table topic session, which I hope was enjoyable for all of you. We got good tips, good honest opinions, good thoughts. Some people said we can also freak out to become less stressed. So that's all very good. And it was a very good discussion. Thank you very much all the table topic speakers. And I hand over to Ms. TMOD.
It's time now for the language evaluator to come forward and give his report. Let us welcome Toastmaster Kailash.
Good evening, Mr. President, Toastmaster of the day, and all the Toastmasters and all my candidates. I would be now presenting my language evaluation report. So the good usage of English language that I noted in today's meeting.
Right.
For Toastmaster, rapid use was of autocratic and democratic. For Toastmaster Priyanka used the word a sensitive deprivation. Toastmaster Neha used the word opulence or utopia, reawakening. And Toastmaster of the day is used the word wonder. There was no not so good usage of English language that I observed. And the people that have used the word of the day and the idiom of the day in the entire meeting are Toastmaster of the day, Vishwas, have used the word of the day once. So I would like everyone to give a hand of applause for Toastmaster of the day.
Now we will have our conference report. Let's welcome Toastmaster Kailash.
So, good evening, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, guests. Yeah. So now we often find ourselves using some kind of fillers in our speeches, like and some unusual pauses while speaking on some topic or any sentence. Yeah. So now I'm presenting my report, starting from the first speaker, that is our Sergeant of Arms today. Toastmaster Dasbir. So he has used 2 hours and 1 and no unusual pauses in his speech. So coming to the second speaker, the Toastmasters of the day, Vishwas. So he has used 2 hours and 2 and more than 5 unusual pauses. So now next we have the first speaker, so that is Toastmaster Ravi. He has used in his 2 speeches, that one is the table topic one and second one in his own prepared speech, that is 3 hours and 2 unusual pauses in it. So next speaker we are coming to Toastmaster Priyanka Thakur. So she has not used any kind of fillers in her speech, so good one. And the third speaker we are going to is Toastmaster Neha. So she has used 2 hours starting, which she was very nervous in her speech, and 1 unusual pause when she was gearing up a speech. The next speaker we are the next speakers we are, that is the first evaluator. That is the first evaluator, Tej Sharma. He has used more than 5 hours, no and only 1 unusual pause in his speech. The next evaluator, that is Toastmaster Nidhi. She has used no fillers in it, and the next evaluator, that is Toastmaster Kailash, no fillers in it. And the best introduction given by the table topic master, Toastmaster Nandan. He has only used 2 hours in his entire speech. Next, while coming for table topic session, it was an roundup good table topic session. So our 2 speakers have used nothing in it, nothing fillers in it. The third speaker, Mr. Sena, that is our guest, he has used 3 but indeed a better speech. The fourth table topic speaker, that was our online guest, Mr. Varun. He has only used 2 in his speech. And the Toastmaster Ravi, the table topic speaker 5, and he has used no fillers in his table topic speech. So coming for the language evaluator, here for Mr. Toastmaster Yash, he has used more than 5 and unusual pauses 3. So here I conclude my report. Thank you.
Someone was observing the proceedings of the entire meeting. She will now give a report. Over to you, Toastmaster Tamanna.
Thank you, Vishwas.
Yeah.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, you are audible.
You are audible.
Okay, fine. Thank you. First, good evening, Mr. President, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. First, Jasbir started speaking. He was he's the essay of the day. He started the meeting on time, read the clear mission at the beginning of the meeting. So that was a job well done. Mr. President's address was relevant to the theme. The theme is health. So the theme, Mr. President's theme was, the speech was relevant to the theme. It was inspirational, warm and welcoming. Timer Aman meticulously kept a track of all the timings. The cards were raised clearly on time such that they were visible to everyone. Timer Aman offline and timer Kailash online. Kailash also was showing times cards properly. Table topic master, the purpose of the table topic session was properly explained. The topics were creative and appropriate for the theme of the day. The timing sequence was properly explained. Guests were invited to speak. I actually couldn't hear the evaluations. I was facing internet issues, so I won't evaluate the evaluators. Language Evaluator Yash, the WOD and the IOD were appropriate for the theme and easy to use. They were explained properly with examples, with the audience also being called upon to give examples. The thumbs up rule was explained to the audience. The report was presented in a CRC format. The included good usages, places where it could have been better, along with the speakers who use the word of the day and phrase of the day. Our counter Harsh. Every clutch and filler word carefully noted down. His voice was also very clear while speaking. Purpose of the role was explained. The report was crisp and helpful. All the flawless speakers were appreciated at the end of the report. Now, Toastmaster of the day. The chosen theme was interesting. The agenda was rolled out on time. The meeting roles and agenda were well explained. Followed the poet's approach for speech introductions. Did a good job, overall job, and kept the meeting lively and enjoyable. Over to Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kamala. Now it's the moment of glory for some of us. Before I invite our president to give away the certificates to the best speaker tonight and give his closing address, the last message from me is that it is time to reduce the gap of giving more importance to physical health than mental health. It is time we make this more equal. And I hope we all do justice to the definition at least. Over to you, Mr. President.
Two polls. I launched already one poll because for best role player. So I request somebody to take over and launch the poll for best auxiliary role player from my PC. So please vote for the best role player. We have Toastmaster of the Vishwas Gargar. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Language Evaluator, Yash Jekite, and General Evaluator, Tamanna Ojha.
Okay, so then that leaves us list number of people for voting. Just give me a sec. So here it doesn't matter. No voting. Here.
डॉक्टर विश्वासला 3 वर्ड्स पडले तिकडे बाकी दोघांना काही नाही. 3 वर्ड्स विश्वास 3 वर्ड have lunch. So you can see and tell me.
Thank you, Johan. While the poll is on, we had some pending certificates because last meeting, which was on 3rd of April, we didn't have the cards or ribbons as we call them for the previous meeting. And the meeting before that, Neha was online, but a certificate is due for 685th meeting. So I would invite Neha to come forward, please. Neha Sangla. And somebody please click photo and you can stand here. So Neha, this goes to Neha Sangla for meeting which happened 2 weeks ago. Okay. So please accept this.
Come little bit.
Okay. Just. Right. Good. Now she is. Now we share. Okay. Then we had previous meeting, last meeting where we had, that was 686 meeting, where we had best speaker Ramin Shetty. For the previous meeting. Best evaluator Indian Nagappan. Again, this for previous week. We are meeting the previous week. Best ever speaker for previous week was me. So I request Indian Nagappan to give the certificate to me. Best role player for previous meeting was Tej Sharma and Toastmasters. Best auxiliary role player for the previous meeting and best speaker for today is Neha Sangla. So I request one for last Sunday, one for today. Okay. Thank you. This is for best role player for the previous session. And this is for best speaker as you like it today. Best evaluator for today goes to Kailash. So we'll have to get the Kailash. Okay, somebody else click with their own points. It's not necessary to be on the Kailash phone, right? The best ever topic speaker for today is Ramin Shetty. Okay. Now what remains is best role player for today and best auxiliary role player for today. So I'm waiting for the results for that. Meanwhile, some announcements. Can we concentrate here so that we can make some announcements?
Can we just tell the audience on the
come here and tell, don't shout. Just no, it's okay. Whatever works we have selected.
Just
Add those first. And send me a message. Okay, Rabin and Jasbir, don't disturb. We are making some announcements. So just tabulate and send me a message. A couple of announcements. First is that next meeting will be online only, not hybrid, not offline, but only online, which is 9 and 16 of February. Okay. The week after that, we'll meet here again. And the 5th meeting of this month, we can plan only offline, no hybrid. Okay. Since we have already had, we would have had 4 meetings by then for online folks. We can plan 1 meeting, which is only offline, which will be 30th of April, I guess. We'll plan closer to that date, but these are the things which we have in mind. Then the week after that, we have district conference, and we will be voting to elect the next set of leaders. One of our members, Ravi Shetty, is contesting the election for Division Governor for Division P. So let's wish him good luck by giving him a timeline for it. Then we have district speech contests the week after that. It will be second weekend of May. You can watch them virtually because it will be only online as per the mandate, and they don't have provision made right now for in-person session. I hope next year all the contests will go back to the in-person mode. But this year, since it was already decided in July, the contest will be online. You can watch them. There will be a mailer which will come about registration for those contests. I will forward it to you all. You can join with whatever credentials you have and whatever rules exist for that particular event online and witness that event. We have some rules in our club which we have followed for 12, 15 years now, and during the lockdown we did not insist upon those rules when meetings were held online. But we have started offline meetings for a long time now. We have insisted on those rules in some meetings. So it won't be fair not to insist upon those rules in some meetings. So it will have to be uniform. I remember Tej had paid 150 rupees for violation once. So we will be collecting fine from those who are wearing jeans, t-shirt, sports shoes and things like that at 50 rupees per offense. So if you are wearing a t-shirt and a jeans, it will be 100 rupees. If you are wearing jeans and sports shoes, it will be 100 rupees as well. If you are wearing a decent attire, you don't have to pay. Then those members who walk in late after the meeting has commenced, we collect some contribution from them as well. Again, it is 50 rupees. And anyone whose gadget makes a noise, unless it is mandatory for the meeting. So there could be gadgets such as this or that which will make sound, but that is for the hybrid meeting. So other than these devices, if anyone's cell phone makes a noise or any other gadget makes a noise suddenly during a speech, we will be collecting contribution for that as well. And just to make it not very fine oriented meeting, we also collect contribution from the winners of each ribbon. So if you have won a ribbon for best speaker, you contribute 50 rupees for today's meeting. If you have won the best evaluators ribbon, you contribute for that. If you have won best ever topic speaker, you contribute for that as well. And best role players as well. So we have 5 winners who are in this hall for today's meeting. We have a few offenders of dress code amongst our members, so we'll be collecting contribution from them. And I think today there was no noise violation from anyone, so we'll not be collecting any amount from anyone for that. But if you want to contribute generously, you can just pay without any violation as well. By the way, the timing rules for our members are not 5 p.m. If you are Toastmaster of the day, if you are running the meeting, you have to be here earlier. The stage needs to be here at 4 p.m. Some of us need to be here at 4:15 p.m. to set up the room for virtual meeting. Some of you need to be here at 4:30. Some of you need to be here at 4:45. So there are different timings. If you are later than that, again, we'll be collecting this contribution. And what we will be doing with this money is not that this money will be going into the club kitty or something. We will be paying for snacks and tea, coffee at the end of the meeting, and this money will be consumed immediately. Okay, so it's not just a fine; it's a voluntary contribution, we say, and it's for fun. So we collect from most people present in the room by different ways of collection. Okay, so we'll be continuing with this going forward for all our future meetings. Tej, you are noting down the minutes of the meeting, or Tamanna is noting that. Tamanna, please note this down in MOM and send it to us. Okay, I'll make the next meeting. The other things are that it's hot summer, so some of you, I don't know whether nobody has requested this. I'm asking proactively. Do you guys want to shift the meeting by half an hour or 1 hour from 5 to 5:30 or 6 p.m. for start, or you are okay with 5 p.m.? Okay. Then we'll continue with that. Okay. Then we need Toastmaster of the day for the next few meetings. So pick a theme, pick a role, that is Toastmaster of the day. Inform everyone so that people can adopt their speeches to fit that theme, and then they will deliver those speeches. So who would like to be Toastmaster of the day for the next meeting? That we have any one plan for the next 3-4 meetings? No. So who would like to be Toastmaster of the day for the next meeting? Those who have recently played the role need not do that. But I think Neha, you can play the role next week. We will guide you for that. Okay. Next Saturday, you will be the Toastmaster of the day. Online meeting. Do you want to play offline?
Yes, I'm traveling next
Then you.
I'm traveling next weekend, so I prefer online.
So next week meeting is online. I'm asking you whether you prefer online or offline Toastmaster of the day. In that case, we can put you for 23rd.
So I would honestly prefer offline.
Okay, then 23rd, you can be the Toastmaster of the day. 16th, who would like to be a Toastmaster of the day? Somebody who has delivered icebreaker speech, like Dhalke. You have delivered your speech, right? Yes. You can play the role next week. We'll guide you. Yes, yes. What is the theme which is close to your heart? Okay, there is one guest, there are 2 guests. I would like to have quick feedback from them as well. Shivendra, please share your feedback about the meeting in about 15 seconds. What did you like about this meeting and so on?
One of the best thing I've done.
Okay, great.
It is the right place for us to have gained.
So would you like to join us as a member? Okay. After the meeting is over, TTM Nagappan will share some thoughts with you on that, and you can pay online or whatever mode of payment and join us. Then we have Avinash. Share your feedback in brief, 15 seconds.
Yeah, actually it was nice. But I didn't know the commerce are much important. Actually, my friends say that I'm too formal. Yeah, but by seeing what people, I have learned a lot. So I hope that one day I will achieve yours.
Would you like to join us as a member in near future?
Yeah.
So later on, again, TTM Nagappan will guide you about how to join as a member. One important thing which has been missing is we have not conducted orientation for our new members in the last couple of months. So we will be having an orientation for all those who have joined recently and not attended orientation as yet. Or if you want to have repeat orientation, you can attend that as well. As well as potential guests, you can attend that orientation as well. We are planning it sometime in the evening, maybe 9 o'clock or so, on one of the days, either tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday. So, how many of you have not attended orientation so far? Just raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, would you like to have it tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday? I would like to get it done as soon as possible. Orientation is where we brief you about all the systems of Toastmasters and all the rules, and how you can benefit and what all are things there to be expected and so on. Orientation is orientation.
So basically, understand the entire structure of Toastmasters, so that you don't feel lost when you're
Yeah, in the organization. So would you guys like to have it on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday? Just shout out if you have any online. Tuesday. So let's plan it on Tuesday. Then we are planning some extra meetings to accommodate speeches for Ravin Shetty so that he completes something for the club. He will be delivering those speeches. Those meetings will have a count. And if you want to rehearse your speeches before you deliver it here, you can do that in that meeting. If you have delivered a speech which you didn't like in particular, you want to repeat that, you may do that as well. If you have to finish some assignment before a particular deadline and want to deliver a speech, you can do that. If you want to just polish your table topics, you can attend that meeting and do that. So would you like to attend such meetings? Typically, we will have those at 9 p.m. where everyone who is present online and maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 people will be there. Would you like to attend such meetings?
Yes.
Okay, just raise hands if you are willing to attend such meetings. Okay, so we'll send it on the group, and those who can join, please join. These are called as top-up meetings. So today is 687. We may have 3 or 4 in this week, and we'll move the counter 688, 689, 690, and so on. And probably 690 first will be meeting that we will be running as Toastmasters today. Any other comment, feedback? Yes, sir. We have one announcement, which is a great news. There are other 2 announcements. One is Lakshmi Nair, who had filed her TTM award, has been approved by World Headquarters, and she is a distinguished Toastmaster now. She's performing a dance right now at one of the auditoriums in Pune. That's why she's not present today. The second is our club has won some awards, so Ravi will share the news about those. One is Champion Award.
So Toastmasters of Pune has won the Champion Club Award, which is one of the most coveted awards that a club can get at a division level. So huge round of applause for our executive committee. People also contribute to the success of the club primarily. And also we have a star award was given to performing members. So Tej Sharma was one of the people who got the star member award. So
and who won the speech contest today? Have the results been announced?
Yeah, they were announced. I love
Toastmasters Sneha won, right? For TTC.
Yeah, Sneha Pastekar won for table topic contest. And Cyril won first place in the international speech contest at division level.
Okay.
Umesh Agashi, who was a past member of our club, came third in the international speech contest.
I have received the results for best role player, but I have not yet received the results for best auxiliary role player. So I think that round was not conducted here for auxiliary role player.
Yeah, I
You have said it. So I have not received your message on that. Just bring your phone here and show me. Auxiliary. Okay, you have done it that way. Okay, then it's not counted yet. Okay, people have mixed votes, so that will not be fair. So maybe we'll skip one of the awards, but the best role player without doubt goes to Vishwas Chandra. There will be no auxiliary role player today because the votes got mixed between these two.
Actually, the best auxiliary role player is
It cannot be like that. It cannot be that some people vote for one, some people vote for another. In one round, we can end up votes only for best role player. In another round, Anyway, we will come back to that. Right now, we are arranged some small fellowship of patties of Hindustan Bakery and tea coffee in the room adjoining, and Deacon Nagappan would be explaining about joining the club to the guests. And I would request help from 2-3 of you to help me pack the things here. And the meeting is adjourned. And now let's pack things here and get out of the room.